Hello, it's Randy Duck and we're back again for another video. And as the title will tell you, it's another third mark grind, but this time it's in the new Italian Tier 7 heavy tank. It's actually quite a long video. We've got 5 replays for you today. So maybe you'll have to watch it in 2 sittings. But basically I started doing the line, and you know what, I really enjoyed this Tier 7 tank. So I thought, I'm just going to free mark this one going the way up, and I thought I had so many good replays. I thought I'm just going to share all 5 of the best ones in this replay, and hopefully through that you should be able to see what this tank can do. I'm going to grind up the line. I've not played any others yet. I'm not looking forward to playing the 8 because basically there's no other way of looking at it. It's absolutely dreadful. I can tell you that by just looking at the stats. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work that one out. But yes, it's I'm not looking forward to that one. But this one, the Tier 7, I have really enjoyed so far. I've free marked it. And I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot actually. One noticeable thing I do is I do put the extra speed boost on there. So basically you get a 38 kilometre an hour rather than having sort of 35. I can't take credit for that, but that was all down to P.88 to do that, and I did, and I recommend it. It makes a big difference for me anyway, for my play style. I've really found a noticeable difference with the speed boost on. We slapped the SU tracking him, and then we got a lot of assistance, and we made sure when we had the opportunity to take him out that we did, because we didn't want him getting away, because he had a very nasty gun basically. So that's a proper result, taking him out and not even losing any hit points from the SU in the process. So we're just trying to take out this Italian tank before the hammer sort of engages us, which we do. So that's we've done well here, and we've pretty much taken out 2 tanks, and now we've left the hammer by itself. The hammer does have good DPM and a nasty gun, so I'm pulling back, but then my friendly tank's gone in, so I'm not going to waste this opportunity. I'm going to push in now while he's distracted and make sure we take him out. We're just going to drive straight past him, just carry on going. We're not going to miss this distance, even auto-aimed, and we take him out. So yes, it's been a pretty decent start to the game. We've taken out 3 tanks, and yeah, we've got just over sort of 1,500 damage, so it's been a decent start. But we want to, we're quite aware that we want to win this side as quick as we can, because it looks like we're losing the other side of the map. So I want to make sure I don't hang about here, because I don't want to get stuck, so maybe I'll have to work my way back to defend the base potentially. So we've seen this VK, we put a shot into him, and we actually damaged his ammo rack, so I probably had time for another shot here, but I just didn't want to risk it. There was artillery in the game, and I didn't know what else was potentially looking at me, so I thought I'm going to change up the angle and see if I can get some different shots into him now he's distracted with my teammate. So we go through go for the side of the turret again, but we're shooting APCR, so we do bounce that. Because the APCR is not great for those angles. Again, you see we bounced that one, so we're not going to make the same mistake again. We're going to go through the lower plate, and we managed to take him out for the 4th kill. So yeah, decent start to the game, but we have completely lost the other side, but we do have people still at our sort of base who could potentially get resets. So I'm just going to keep pushing over here, and just trying to basically kill the guys who are sat in their base still. So we've seen this Polish 40 TP. We know he's not moved. We're going to try and get another shot in, and we do. We take him out there for the 5th kill. And now we see this Absolution. We're just going to try and get a shot into him. He does have really good DPM, the Absolution, but we're just going to pull back, wait for a reload, and then just get some shots in, and hopefully we can take him out. We follow that tracer, and we take him out blind for the 6th kill. So it's been a pretty decent game. It's still, we're winning this, but it's relatively close. It's 8-6, but it feels like we've, with the positions we've got now, we're kind of getting them sort of a bit boxed in. Really, we're sort of surrounding the enemy. So I feel pretty comfortable at this stage. I'm just trying to get as much as I can, much damage as I can, because obviously I'm going for the third mark, so any sort of extra bits of damage in now is going to help, you know, me improve. I think it's about sort of 2.5 to 3 mark average damage, about that. It felt like towards the end, so I'm definitely going up at the moment. We're just hoping we can get another shot into him, see if we can take him out, and we do. So I think that's our 7th kill that is now. So we've got the Devastator. Obviously you can't, you see how many kills you've got as you're going through the game. So at this point, obviously I don't really know how many kills I already had. I know now when I'm watching the replay back, but at the time I didn't realise I'd already got the Devastator. But there's just 2 tanks left. This doesn't, one thing it doesn't really have that well, the Italian heavy, is, it doesn't have great view range. Which is a heavy, but it is pretty nimble for a heavy. Now at 38, it feels pretty quick. I mean, I basically play this tank essentially as a medium. I just play it how I play any of my other medium tanks. So we're going to move up, and we've got this Hellcat 105 left, and we're just hoping, we've clearly got this game in the bag now. I mean, this is the other medium surrounded. This Hellcat, he's on a one-shot to me now. So we're just hoping that we can get him up, because that will be the Radleys. Obviously I didn't know that at this point, but obviously I just wanted to get as much as I can. So I'm pulling around here, seeing if we can spot him. We do spot him. We can try and get a shot into him. So it was a 2-shot to us. We put 1 in. We're going over. At this point I don't really think I'm going to be able to get the kill, but we go for the snapshot. We get it in all our glory there for the 8th kill. So yeah, that's it for replay number 1 of the 5 replays. So yeah, let's see how we got on. We've got 8 kills, 3,640 damage, 1,234 assistance, and 135 block. So we picked up the Radleys, got the high caliber ace tanker. So not a bad game. So we'll leave you there, and we'll get on, and I'll see you in a bit for replay number 2. Hello, so we're back again for replay number 2, and we're on El Hallouf. Now, spoiler alert, with a little bit of good fortune, we do have a good game on this one. It turns out to be a very nice little result. So we're on El Hallouf, a map which, I do quite like. There's only 1 fun police we have to worry about. I'm pretty sure we're top tier on this one. We are, yes, we've got very good matchmaking. Now, the thing is with this tank, one of the things I have quite liked about it, although it doesn't necessarily have massive armour, but the armour at the same time, when you're fighting top tier, when you're top tier and you fight tanks the same tier or lower, it is actually quite nice. You do get quite a lot of troll bounces off of your turret, especially if you're using that 8 degrees of gun depression. But I found a lot of the time I do end up getting quite a lot of block to damage in this tank. So like I say, it's not an armour but you won't go into a gunfight going, I'm going to bounce this shot. You'd still probably prefer to try and avoid taking the shot, but at the same time you do get bounces off of it, so it is quite nice. And it's got very decent speed, to say, which I've just really enjoyed playing it. Very good rate of fire as well for a tier 7 heavy tank. Obviously 240 alpha. You can pick up damage pretty quickly in this thing. So we're going to go to the sort of standard spot I like to take from this spawn on El Hallouf. You do have to be a little bit careful here, because the enemy fun police, if you go too sort of far out, you can get shot by the fun police. But at the same time, we want to get damaged, don't we? So we can see one of our, a tank up here, another Italian tier 7 heavy. We're going to try and get a few shots into him. We did quite well out of that engagement. We got 2 shots into him. You can see it's got decent reload. So it feels like you're firing quite a lot in this tank. And with that sort of 240 alpha at tier 7, when you fight in like other tier 7 tanks, 240 alpha is pretty decent. You can get rid of tanks fairly quickly. So I think I've decided at this point I'm just gonna, I was gonna try and get one shot here. I pull back, he does put one into me, and then I think, you know what? It looks like he's by himself. I just want to get rid of him, so I can sort of progress this game. Because if you notice, we're losing this game, aren't we? It's 9-15 at the moment, so I need to clear this area as quickly as I can, and then, realistically, I'm probably going to have to go back and defend the base. You see that I do bounce in. There's obviously, I'm shooting APCR and he had a good angle on him, so it's just one of those things you can bounce shots in this tank. We're not going to bounce that one though, and we're going to take him out. So yeah, got rid of him, but this game we're in a losing position at the moment. So we're going to need to make sure we clear these guys as quickly as we can, so we can try and get the scoreline a bit more even. We move around, we snapshot that one, probably should have aimed, being lazy, but we're going to get behind him, we take him out, and then I'm just going to keep on pushing basically, because you see there's a lot of enemy team now in our base, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to try and work my way over there. I was thinking it's going to drive straight down the middle to get to it, because it's going to be the quickest route, but then we've seen this heavy which has just poked up, so we're going to make sure we get rid of him first. They've not started cap pressure yet, so we've got a little bit of time. We take him out, but as you can see, it's we're losing by 4 tanks at the moment, so it's not an ideal scenario. We can see at this point I was thinking all 3 of them were just going to jump in our cap, so I didn't really have time to go the safe way back to the reset, but I could sort of see where our team is. I was thinking maybe if I'd have enough time just to push down the middle and get to them that way, but then this knight has popped up and it's a bit annoying because he's going to spot me. A bit unfortunate that we missed that shot. Now I'm a little bit worried obviously, because any sort of base campers might get shots into me, but I'm sort of a little bit concealed by this building, so I'm fairly safe at the moment, but we're going to move over. I like to say time is against me because they're in the cap and I don't know if my team's going to get reset or not. That's why I'm sort of just going straight across the middle to try and get to them basically, and it was risky getting across here, but now I've got this little bit of cover, that's giving me a little bit of protection. You can see this knight, he's got eyes for me. Fun police are shooting me at the same time. I want to make sure I hit this shot, just to sort of scare him off a little bit, and now he's basically a 2 shot to me as long as I don't low roll. So he looked like he's going to come straight round at the back, but he's obviously realised that he's not going to be able to get to me straight away, and this TD is then just pushed in. So now I need to kill this TD immediately, because otherwise I'm going to be fighting 2 tanks at once, and I don't want that knight to be behind me. But fortunately for me, I managed to kill that TD pretty quickly, so I only managed to take 1 shot from that knight basically, and now I'm kind of hoping he attacks me in full sensory, because then I would have killed him if he did that, but he's made a sort of right play, realised that he's not going to be able to kill me in this scenario, so he's ran basically. So I was just going to chase him down at this point, and I was hoping to get a shot into him, but now I am in the open, so it's a little bit risky, but our friendly tank shuts down one of the guys looking at me. Nashon has basically got shots, but fortunately I managed to lose the spot. He's now behind the sort of rock, so I can't get shots into him. I don't like the situation where I am there, because the RT can shoot me, so I'm just going to keep, while he's not spotted me and everything's moved too far back, I'm going to use that opportunity to close the distance. I was kind of hoping my heavy tanks, our friendly heavy tanks who sit on the hill sort of sniping at the moment, might come and join the fight and come with me. But I'm not going to hang around and wait for them, if I'm honest. I'm just going to keep pushing and see what we can do. The Nashon spotted me, and you say that's what I said, it can bounce shots. I think we do manage to bounce a shot there. He then gets lit and we managed to take him out for it. So it's a pretty decent result. We are low on hit points, and it's, this is risky what I'm doing, but maybe you could say I should be playing a bit more waiting for my team to catch up with me, but I'm not going they could just take forever to get to me, and I don't really feel like waiting that long. So I'm just going to keep pushing, if I'm honest, and see what we can do. We know the knight's a 2-shot. He's probably my biggest concern, just because he's got a lot of mobility, and plus he seemed to, you know, I knew he had something about him because he was running away, etc. That he's probably going to try and pick a good position to get shots into me. I'm pushing in, trying to get round this rock, and then basically there you go. The knight's taking a very good position to get shots into me. I can't sit where I am. I've got to push round. But as we do, we spot this Hubble, and I was like, oh no, that's not good. I thought he was going to take me out. Fortunately for me as well, this Slapjack, very fortunate for me. This is the bit of good fortune I was talking about, is AFK, because otherwise I'd be dead right now. But, you know, sometimes you take them aggressive plays and you deserve a bit of good luck. So we're in a position now where I have to stay where I am, because we've got a knight behind us and we've got another tank at the top basically, so I'm in a crossfire. But we managed to get a shot into that Slapjack. Now we can realise what the knight's doing. He's going to come round us, but we pre-aimed that shot, we take him out, and yeah, so that good result. Now we're thinking we can just kill this Slapjack. He's AFK. Get another shot, and we're shooting the drive wheel just in case he suddenly comes back to the game, and we manage to, you know, we've got him tracked in place. Now there's one tank left. We know exactly where he is, but we do have to be careful. We've only got 216 hit points left. But you know, we're feeling pretty confident now, even if we do die. But our team hopefully should have this. So we're just going to keep poking up, and hopefully he knows that I'm low health, so he might try and get a shot into me. Unfortunately, we missed that. We do bounce his shot. That's what I say. This armour can, you know, bounce nearly 1,000 damage in a tier 7 heavy. So it is, considering the armour profile doesn't have a lot of actual thickness of armour, it's just the extreme angles it can have. You can bounce shots into him. We get one there. We left him on a 1-shot. But hopefully we can take him out, and we do. So yeah, we finish him off there. All that's left is to get to the result screen, and we can see exactly how we got on. So we get 9 kills, 4,680 damage, 2,450 base XP. So yeah, we end up having a massive game there. We blocked 1,000 damage, got 607 assistance, got the Radleys obviously there, got the high caliber, ace tanker. So yeah, pretty good game there, but that's it for this one, and I will see you in a bit for the third video of the game. Hello, so we're back again for replay number 3, and this time we're on Canis. It's Canis Encounter Battle, and yeah, on Canis Encounter Battle, this is my preferred spawn. And the reason being is I'm going to take a position which is very strong and quite a key position, I find, in the right, the right situation in this map, which it's easier to display when we get there. But yeah, it's a position that can work quite nicely. And yeah, this is a very decent map. There's one bum police we need to be concerned about, but at least it's only one. And I'm pretty sure we're top tier again on this map, so that's nice, because when we are that top tier in this tank, as I say, you can block shells, and that's good. It just spreads your hit points out a little bit more if you're able to block a few shots. It can be nice, So we're going to move over. We can we're taking a quick scan to see what tank that is, what light tank that was, and we're just going to keep pushing over, because basically just in front of us there's a little ridge, and I like to take that as early as possible, because when you've got a little bit of support down the 1-2 line, it means you can sort of trap these guys in there. So anything now at crosses, we're able to get a few shots in. This T50 is looking at us. He does actually manage to slap us there, so we do lose like 300 hit points to him, which is unfortunate. But now, like, this is the position I'm talking about. It's such a really solid position, because especially that we're top tier, and like I say, we can actually use a bit of our armour, so we block that shell there just by only exposing our turret. But yeah, we're going to try and get a shot into this light tank, and with the damage gun we do actually manage to get that in to take him out. But basically anything which does cross now, we've got a good chance of getting shots into them or lighting them up, so that any our guys down the 1-2 are sort of camping on the 1-2 can hopefully give us a bit of assistance. Yeah, so that's the plan anyway. But they're not really pushing out as far as I'd like. Basically they realise I'm here and they're now sort of stuck behind this. They've got a bit of cover, a bit of hard cover behind that ridge, and it's just making it a little bit awkward because basically they've got a bit of cover and they're aiming at me, and I've got a bit of cover, I'm aiming at them. I'm not killing them as quickly as I'd like to. I want to just take them out. So I decided that I'm going to move over and get a different angle on them. I realised I might get shot there. It's just sort of, you know, I was happy to lose one shot of damage and able to reposition, but fortunately for me I blocked that shot, and now I've got a much better angle at them. Obviously they can you know, got a better angle at me, but it means I'm actually able to get shots into them now. And now our team is finally moved up. It means that they're in a sort of crossfire, so they've got to look at me, and they've got obviously our tanks coming behind them. So it's allowing me to get a few more shots into them, which is great, because we seem to be losing the other side of the map, which is fine, because it's obviously encounter that I'm not worried that they're going to just push through and cap us out. But I do want to clear this so that I can turn around and basically come back and get a few more shots in, because obviously all our enemy, most of our friendly team is still shut down the 1-2, so that if I do turn around, you know, quickly, I'll be able to hopefully light them up, so that when they push down, the guys on the 1-2 will get shots into them, and we'll get them in a little crossfire, basically, because that's the danger for the enemy team when they push around there. If they do get stuck in a little crossfire. But what I want to do, I don't want them to get up far enough to engage our guys in the 1-2. I want to stop them before they get there and basically start putting some damage and shots into them. So I'm going to pull back as quickly as I can, and there you go, we've shot this Comet. He's realised now, but he needs to he's going to try and get some shots into me because he's realised I'm shooting at him. But we put 2 shots in, we're hoping we can finish him off, and we do. So we get out away with that pretty nicely. And then unfortunately for this AMX ELC, he's flipped his tank, but it's good for me because we've got another kill out of it. So now again we're in a really nice position for when the enemy push around like this. We've got a nice bit of cover, and we're just putting in those angles, because that's really the key to most battles. If you just put the enemy under a different sort of crossfires, then it really puts them under a lot of pressure. So this guy's pushing up to try and get to our guys down the 1-2. So we're just going to get in position, and we're just going to farm all his hit points when he tries to do that. So put 2 shots into him. He's now obviously got a bit fed up with that, and he's going to try and push around and get some shots into me. But he's sort of, he's sitting in the open now, and he's getting shot by our team. I'm trying to get shots into him. I probably should have killed him already, but I've missed 2 shots. Then I get full sent by this Italian Tier 7 heavy, but I've got so much cover. That was a mistake by him, because I'm just going to track him in place, and he's going to get shut down by our friendly team. So he's taking out him now, and so it's been a pretty decent game really. We've got 3,200 damage. We've got a little bit of we've got 1,000 assistance, and I think that's mostly from the track as well, which is quite nice, on that basically that Italian tank. So we're going to push around now, and there's only 1 tank left, and it's a Black Prince. So we're hoping he's going to be pretty healthy, that maybe I'll get some assistance in. Like I say, I know that I tracked the last guy in place, so most of my assistance on the board at the moment is tracking assistance. So when you're going for 3 marks, if you don't know, when you get assistance damage, it only counts either the highest amount. So if you get spotting assistance and tracking assistance, it only counts the highest one of the 2 towards your 3 marks of excellence. So that's why I knew I had tracking assistance before, so that's why I went for the track again on the Black Prince, and we ended up with 2k assistance towards our 3 mark and 4k damage. So another decent game there. Yeah, so that's it for that one, and I will see you in a bit for the next replay. Hello, so here we are for the 4th replay. Only 2 more to go, and this time we're on highway. We're very top tier again, which is nice, but you know, we are on the least favourable side of highway. I mean, even on this side I do still enjoy the map. I'm still happy to be on this map, but that being said, the other spawn is the one generally speaking, the one you want to have. However, you know, we go on to have a good game on this one, and as always for this spawn, I'm going to take the sort of default position I tend to take at the start of the game, at least until I get a bearing of the game, so then I can work out if I'm going to make any sort of plays or, you know, decisions from there. But at the start of the game, I'm going to always go to the same position just to suss it out, really, because it's the only. From the other spawn, like, you've got more choices of what you want to do, but from this spawn, it tends to be the most logical thing for me to do. So we've got one fun police to worry about, as again, you know, when it's only one, it's not that, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's when you've got like 2 or, you know, 3. It can be a real problem. But yeah, so we've got one shot into that Italian tank nice and early, which is good. We see this Tiger coming around. We sort of know where he's going to cross, and we're going to pre-aim and hopefully get a shot straight through the cover. Unfortunately, I think we just got a little bit unlucky there. That one doesn't quite pay off for us. But we've got this light tank behind this train track, and we wanted to just make him move. We don't want him there because he's going to light us up. Again, I get unlucky with the shot on the light, and then again onto the Tiger. So yeah, we got off to a sort of, you know, a bit of an unfortunate start. We could have a few more shots, but that's just how it works. You know, so the cookie crumbles sometimes. But then again, we get a shot into the Tiger as it crosses, and we invade the fun police there. I don't know if he was going for us or whether he was going for the other tank, but either way, it came very close to hitting us. So again, we're going to poke up on this ridge and just sort of trying to assess what we're going to do to see if there's any shots for us to move over. And I'm kind of thinking, you know, like this OI, maybe something will cross and we'll get a few shots into them. It's a little bit too early at this stage for me to make any rash decisions. You know, I don't feel like the pace of the game is getting away from me or anything like that. So I feel okay at the moment. To try and get a few shots in, but again, I'm getting it like a little bit of a itchy sort of triggers at the moment, you know, because I know, just because I know I'm getting fairly close to the free mark at this point, so I want to get some shots in. So we now sort of spot this Italian tank out in the open, and we've managed to pick up some assistance and pick up a bit of damage on him, which is brilliant. And I think it's at this sort of point I can realise that a lot of our team have pushed into the town. So I decided that I'm going to push straight down and just spot, knowing that I am top tier, but there is a chance of bouncing shots. I'm hoping at this point I'm going to get into the riverbed and basically light them up and get our tanks behind us to get some shots into the enemy, and pick up some assistance. So we've been spotted, but I want to get down into this riverbed so that I'm safe from the gun line. I am full health, so I can afford to do this. I bounced 2 shots coming in. We do then eat one from that heavy poking up high. We crash into the dead wreck there. You know, that's because I've got, you know, superb driving skills I've learnt off of P.88. But it wasn't too bad. Now we realise this Italian heavy is coming right behind us now, so we have to take out one of these tanks. We take him out, and now we, you know, this DTL behind us is not going to push into us because of the one shot, and this means we now only have to focus on this Italian heavy. I'm up on the trades. Well, I was up on the trades at that point, so I knew I could go 1 for 1. Well, I still am up on the trades, so basically in this situation now, even if he puts me down to a 1 shot, I'm going to kill him before he kills me, just because of, you know, the hit points. This is one of the things I do take armour angling on this tank, which basically reduces the damage by 5%, and that sometimes can work out in the end that you end up being able to take one more shot, which can help you in those sorts of situations when you're in a trade-off. So it's a pretty standard perk for heavy tanks. But yes, I do take that. It can come in quite nice. Now we've got a shot into this E25. He's then sort of pulled back, so we're thinking, well, if we're going to do that again, we can get another shot into him, and we do. We take him out, and at this point, I'm just trying to get shots into this challenge and try and get any little extra bits of damage towards my mark. I got lucky there that the grill hits me, but I think it only does track damage. We've got a shot into this challenger. We do take him out for another kill, and we're just going to push around now and just hope that maybe we'll get another shot into this artery, and we do just take him out, which is always good when you get the piggy medal. And we sent him to jail this time. So there's one tank left, and we're wanting to spot him because we had a pretty decent game. We had 3,300 damage, 2,000 assistance, and 1,000 blocked. So this is a pretty decent game for our third mark. I'm already at this stage thinking it's possible that I could free market this game. It's at least going to put me close, but I'm going to need to try and get a bit more if I'm going to do that. So we get a shot into this Skoda, which is brilliant. We're going to try and move around now. We stop because he's obviously going to keep driving around to try and get another shot in. We do. So already I'm pretty happy now. But then we're going to aim in, just chance it, not fully aim this, and we get the kill, which ends up giving us a devastator. So that made up for those sort of bit of unlucky shots at the beginning, doesn't it? That little shot at the end, which was nice. So we end up getting 7 kills, 4,000 damage, and 2,000 assistance. And it put us just shy of the third mark of excellence. But we're now in a situation where we're very close to free marking this tank. And I will see you in a bit for the third mark video. Hello, so here we are for the final video of the replay, and obviously this is one where we achieve our third mark of excellence. Now this game was actually just after the last replay we had on the highway, so we knew we were very close, and we didn't need to get that much. We just had to get sort of a little bit over the 3 mark requirement to do it. Now we're on steps, which is brilliant. But we are bottom tier on this one, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult for us, but we're still going to play the same way I would play if I was top tier. Now I would like to push aggressively down this side of the map, down the sort of medium flank if you like, but I start to head that way. I'll get a shot in early, nice and early, but I can't push as far as I want to because unfortunately what you've got this Panther with us, which is he obviously I believe wanted to go with us as well, but that's it, because the other guys are just sat there try sniping. Like you got that Oni or there basically in its heavy sort of sniping from that position, which is meant that I can't push down there, because if I did I'm just going to get surrounded by higher tier tanks and they're going to kill me. So I've decided that we can't do that. That's just not going to work. So we're going to have to fall back basically. And what I'm going to now do is fall back here and try and use like our heavy tanks, which are sort of try sniping as a bit of bait, so that we can get shots in while they're trying to shoot other things basically, because I can't. It's just what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to change up our original plans and play a little bit more passively, and try and get a few shots in. So we're taking this position here, which means now it's awkward for the enemy to push down here, and like I say, we're just going to try and get little shots in where we can, because I don't want to do anything too silly, because like I say, I'm very close to the third mark of excellence and I don't need the biggest of games. I just need to have probably, if I get 3k damage or 3k combined, that should be enough. I would have thought to do 0.3, so that's the sort of mark I'm aiming for. So we're just going to pull through, and every little shot now counts, but I do get nice ones in this object, because he was pushing over. You can see that he wanted to push down his position, and I really didn't want him to get to us, so I was trying to prioritise him where I could. You can see I'm trying to look for shots into him again, We put them onto a one shot, and we're going to, we've seen this opportunity to get one to the Centurion, and I'm just picking any shots of damage I can pick at the moment because I'm going for that third mark. I just want the damage. So we're going to try and get a shot into the turret, but we see an opportunity to take out the object. Now it's one less to worry about. Now I'm getting pushed by this heavy tank, and obviously he's in the auto reloader, so I don't want him to just push right around and dump 3 shells into me. So I'm going to pull a little bit back now, so I've got a bit more cover, so they can't just full send over to me. But they're still distracted, so while this is happening, I'm going to try and get a few shots in. And I managed to get 2 shots off in that engagement, which was really good, while I was trying to busy shutting down our other tanks, basically. Now it's just me and this artillery in this corner. I think he managed to get just a few shots into one of those guys, and I'm just trying to get shots in now. We trade 1 for 1 there, which I'm okay with because I have more hit points. And again, I'm just trying to, I need to basically put them down. So if they push me, I'm going to be able to take one of them out. But now I've got this opportunity to get shots into this T-54 Mod 1 while he's distracted from other team. And at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, this is great. Now I'm, if I can get his hit points, I'm probably going to free mark it. And it's just about getting those extra little bits now. You can see I ricocheted that, which is good. And yeah, so now these guys, if they do push me, I'm thinking I'll be able to just drive straight up and over this ridge, and then get out of dodge basically. So I've got use my team, which is still down the left of the map, as a bit of a cover potentially, but it'll maybe get a bit of resistance in. But they're not really pushing around on me, and I'm going to make good use out of our piggy, basically our friendly piggy. His corpse has died in a really nice position for us because it's given us this little bit of cover, so we can sort of almost reverse side scrape off of it, but basically just use it as cover so we can poke out, get a shot in, and then pull back in, and just not expose that much to my tanks. So we get a nice shot in there, which is really good. Again, I free marked this tank now, so now it's just about making sure we get this win. We take him out, and the enemies which was in front of me are now running, so we're going to make sure we get 1 shot in. He gets 1 into me, I get 1 into him, and yeah, I think we did well there, because if it would have stayed in our original position, it would have been if we didn't pull back from our original plan where we could have pushed aggressively there, I think we would have lost. So I did quite a lot of damage there, quite a lot of work, got almost 4k damage into important tanks, and I think it just paid off for us. Ended up pulling back and putting the enemy in a crossfire essentially. But yeah, this game's pretty much done. There's 2 tanks left, and we're all just hunting down to get to this TD now to see if we can get any shots of damage in. I've swapped to the HE rounds just because I know I can penetrate with the HE. It might push up my damage a bit more, but I think it's a little bit optimistic because I'm probably not going to get there. But you've got to keep trying. But at this point, yeah, it's not looking good for us actually making it. But yeah, that's it for this one. All that's left is to see how we got on. So we got 2 kills, 3,700 damage. We didn't get an ace tank up, we got the first class, but as you see there, we did achieve our 3rd mark of excellence, which was the goal. So yeah, I mean, a bit of a longer one this time, but as always, I hope you enjoyed it. So in summary, so far on the tier 7 Italian tank, I quite enjoy it. It's quite a decent little one, but I don't think I'm going to enjoy the next one. So that's it for this replay. So I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, happy tanking.